Hi, I want to talk a little bit today about products. Many of the graphs and charts you're going to see are things that kind of come from your book. I'm not going to go through every last piece of them, but I am going to point out a few things that I want to make sure you understand. This is an example that is used in your textbook that talks about the difference of the product. But the one thing that I don't think they do a really good job with is explaining what the core product is. Yes, it's the basic product, but it's a little bit more than this. It is the reason why this product exists. For example, if I say, well, my core product is a beauty shop, well, no, that's probably more the generic product or the little touching onto the expected product. The core product that I'm selling is beauty. When you walk in, you're going to look one way. When you walk out, you're going to be prettier than you were before. If I'm selling, if I have a restaurant, my core product is the fact that you will feel not hungry when you leave, and you'll feel, you'll have an enjoyable experience. It'll feel good. It's not as messy as cooking at home. It usually uses a lot of intangibles that go into this core product, and so it really is the reason for being for a particular product and service. Why do I manufacture this, or why do I have this service company? What is it? The insurance, peace of mind, security. That's what we're really selling. Yes, it's an insurance policy, but what we're dealing with the core product is what's underneath it, because these are important for marketing. These are important for the way that you present your product. The consumer product, I like this model a little bit better because it fills out a little bit more. Yeah, we can kind of differentiate between whether it's convenient shopping specialty or and so on, but that has a lot to do with the rest of the marketing. What is the frequency that people buy these things, and how much time or effort do they spend into it? Are they going to be brand loyal or not? Where are they going to look for these things? What sort of prices are they going to be? So once you've determined what your product is, that certainly helps you with the rest of your marketing strategy. They also talk about durability and tangibility, a little bit less important, but you can see it has some reflection on that. If it's a tangible good, I'm going to be using it, a non-durable tangible good. It's something I'm going to actually be able to hold in my hand. It's a product, and I'm going to use it, just for a short period of time. A bottle of shampoo, a couple months or 6 weeks, whatever it happens to be until it's done. It's purchased frequently, and I'm looking for something that I can find just about everywhere. And you show here some things like shaving cream and soft drinks and stuff. A lot of different places. Durable, tangible, non-durable, but tangible. When we talk about durable goods, we're talking about things that last much longer. With product differentiation, and here we've got some durable goods pictured here, we're looking at lots of different things that we can change. Can we change the form? Well, we have liquid Tylenol as well as in pill form and in caplet form and in different things that we can come up with it. What features? Well, this one maybe also has it's a Tylenol cold medicine, so it's also got some cold medicines with it. Quality, certainly with pharmaceutical or with some sort of pills, we're looking for higher quality, but in other cases, what exactly is the quality level that we're content with? If this is something that's sort of a use once, throw away, it doesn't have to be quite the same quality as something that we're going to do. And so you get this idea of, again, product differentiation, something that we keep hammering. What makes you different than what's going on out there? And is this something that the customer wants? I have read several of the plans where people have got these great ideas and they're going to do this to it that makes it different that's out there. But when you ask, will this really be enough to make a customer change their mind? Is it really something that's important to them? If iPhone came out and said, okay, from now on we're going to make iPhones in 48 different colors. Well, that would be a little bit different. We've got some small color selections here, but is that worthwhile? Are we really that? Would it make us go from a Samsung phone to a iPhone just because we could get a rainbow of colors? Probably not. So make sure it's something the customer wants. Product lines. This is a slide that I pulled out, and sorry, the expanded version gets a little bit blurry, but this is Nestle's, and this gives you an idea of the depth and the length of some of their product lines. If you go down to the next to the bottom, you've got pet foods. They have 2 pet food brands. But on the other hand, chocolate, we have quite a few brands. So we've got a lot of depth and we've got a lot of length in the product mix here. Some people don't. If I'm selling automobiles, yeah, I can divide them up into SUVs and economy and sports and whatever, and I would have some variety in the links of the lines. On the other hand, there are a lot of companies that exist to make 1 or 2 products, and that's all they ever do. The Tabasco sauce. The company makes Tabasco sauce. That's all they make is Tabasco sauce. Period. End of discussion. So a very narrow and very shallow, but they've got a patent on something that's hard to replace, so it works for them. Knowing this is where you get into flanker brands, and okay, if I'm buying one product, I'm not buying maybe another one that's within that company's purview. So think of how this fits in with other products that might be out there in that same company. Now, you don't really know what HCOMCO does because that was made up, but what if you did? How would these things fit in? And so usually if you've got a lot of brands, there's some differentiation between them. Now, it might be in price. It might be in size. I might have a industrial use as opposed to a personal use. I might have different levels of quality, so we can have something that's less expensive and then a more expensive model and a still more expensive model and just price them differently. How we get people to do this follows this product curve. First of all, they have to know we're out here. And this is the opposite. If you build it, they will come, because this doesn't work in real life. If you have a product, they need to know where it is. They need to know about it. They need to get some interest. So in order to get some interest, they have to know that why they might want that product rather than what they're currently using, or the service, as the case might be. In many cases, there needs to be a bit of an evaluation. Well, I was kind of thinking about maybe trying this type of shampoo, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, so I'll buy a small bottle. Many times we are able to advocate this, to help with this, by offering a sample of something. If I've got a real popular is like shampoo and conditioner, so maybe I'm not sure if I want a conditioner, but if I really, really like this shampoo and they put a little trial bottle of the shampoo there, that gives me a chance to see that I, try it out and, oh yeah, it's great. We do this with taste testing. We do it with a test drive of a car. So there's a variety of ways that we are able to let you try something. Evaluation, we can do a lot of that just by strict advertising, but there comes a point in time where people want to see, touch, feel something. This has been one of the drawbacks with a lot of online sales. People are a little bit reluctant to buy something if they haven't tasted it, touched it, done something with it first. So sometimes certain products, they have to do a little bit more with online sales because of that. And then finally, we either say, yep, this is for me, and we adopt the product, or no, it wasn't. And a rejection doesn't mean I hate it. It just means that I've got something I prefer to it. So this life cycle is important because we, again, have to address people at different stages. If you're out there with a new product, then everybody needs awareness, but some people are going to move through this faster. And this is where we get into the product adoption curve. We always get some innovators, people who are very enthusiastic and want to jump in right away and try something. Most of us are innovative in certain areas. For example, quilting is one of my hobbies, and if there's a new thing out there that I think might really help me, I'm going to be one of the first people to jump on it. You can be innovative more when it's inexpensive. If it's not going to cost you a whole lot, then yeah, maybe you're more willing to be innovative. But we're going to have different things. Most of you are probably not innovative with quilting tools. Early adopters are still people who are among the first to do them. And we've got people who, to some extent, higher income level is to the left and a little bit lower to the right. Not 100%, because people, again, have their areas that they're very much interested in. But the early adopters, they've heard just enough about them to say, okay, yeah, I can use this. I was a early adopter of desktop computing. I had a TRS-80 back when they're brand new, which was really the first sort of computer that you could buy for your home. Before that, people sort of built their own, but this was one of the early things that they were adopting. Early majority, you got a lot of people in that area. You got a lot of people who, yeah, okay, great, it's been around for a while, it's tried and true and tested, and we'll do that. Late majority, sometimes it may be income. They're going to wait until there's enough competition that there's prices start dropping and people get more competitive with their offers, and so therefore I can do this. And then the skeptics. Sometimes it's age. Older people are more likely to fall towards the right of the curve. The younger people, I said income has something to do with it, and it varies by product. Some people may be very innovative with food, and they're not very innovative with vacations, or vice versa. So, lots of different moving parts in here that we have to consider. After you've got your product, and you have to understand people move through that adoption rejection curve quicker or slower depending on the category they happen to be in. And so again, reaching them, you're continually over this product life trying to find ways of getting to these customers, different customers at different stages. The product life concept, and we could go into a lot more detail with this, but also through these various stages, we have different sorts of advertising that we do. When the product's brand new, we have to spend a lot of money advertising it because people don't know anything at all about it. As it grows, we can, then the popularity is really, really up there. We don't have to care so much about advertising because everybody wants one of these. This maturity cycle is great. The product's well established. You're doing just fine. You're selling great gobs of it. Everything's wonderful. And then eventually it becomes kind of passe, kind of old-fashioned, and it starts dropping out. The nice thing about the product life cycle is that it does tell us what sorts of advertising and pricing strategies and distribution strategies we might want to have at different ages of this product. What it doesn't tell us is how long these things go. Introduction can be incredibly quickly, a lot of times in technology. Just, somebody starts it and bang, we're off with that. In other cases, it can be much slower. Adapting a new type of clothing style might take a long time before people get excited about it. Maturity can last for just a few weeks, or it can last for years. Something like Ivory soap is a mature market, but it's been around forever, and so that market can go on for a long time. There are different things you do with your products at different times, one thing you can do, and let me pull this other one up. This is a one where you see that we have extended the product life cycle. What we have done is we have gotten to this maturity phase, and then we've made some enhancement to our products, or we've come up with a way of reintroducing it one way, and we kind of extend that product life cycle. Many times people get to this area right between maturity and decline, and they have to make some decisions about the product. Do they want to let it die a natural death? Sometimes we can start exporting it to other markets. They are happy with that. Or we can find another market for it. We can reuse it. Take something like Arm & Hammer baking soda. It used to be very popular when everybody did a lot of their home baking. Well, most people don't do as much home baking now. However, we can now see Arm & Hammer baking soda in things like carpet freshening, in laundry detergents, in cat litter, different things along the same, a toothpaste. So there's different ways of trying to enhance or to move that product life cycle a little bit more. This lower product life cycle is also really good with services, and we're going to talk about services in the next time. But what we can do with services is we can constantly tweak. We can add something to it. It's enhancing it. We can make changes a little bit more rapidly than with a product. We can't just quit making something, retool, and start up the next day with something else. We need a longer time to move in a product. In a service, we can constantly be tweaking. And, this product worked. Look at McDonald's. They introduce a sandwich and they see how it goes, and maybe it's okay in one part of the country but not so in others, and so then they try something different and they try something different. So these constant tweaks sometimes get people in to try this new product, that have kind of gotten tired of McDonald's, or they, it's something new and exciting, and so they hear from a friend, and so they go in. So again, this constant tweaking is very typical in a more service-oriented industry.